Ladies and gentlemen, AAREMS meeting of the AAREMSCO 2018, 12/20,
All
take
right, we'll call
one.
meeting to order. Did you see the picture of Molly?
Delaware County, Joe Gazzola.
Here.
Ryan Hanel.
Here.
Patrice Delamere.
Here.
Maggie Wilson.
Here.
Gold Star.
Yay.
Fulton County, Maggie Houghton is excused. Country Suite is excused. Jack Farquhar.
Here.
Mike Tracy.
Yep.
Hamlin County, Joyce is excused. Phil Malini present. Ken Kirk.
Here.
Avis Warner is excused. Gary Wicks is excused. Montgomery County, Tom Pasquarelli.
Here.
Nikki Swartz.
Here.
Tricia Green is Sanders. And Tony Agresta.
Here.
Gold Star from Montgomery County. Otsego County, Sid Chase is excused. He has organ problems. Christmas is coming. Beth McGowan.
Here.
Plain organ.
Nick Brent.
Here.
Tim Foster.
Here.
Rich Kirschman.
Here.
Boy, almost a gold star. Harry County, Ed Brand.
Here.
Bill Beaver.
Here.
Ed Hillenbrand.
Here.
Dr. Lutz is excused. Mark Zeke.
Present and hypothermic.
Remember what I said about the teaching day? 3 said it was cold, 1 said it was too hot. Dr. Markowitz.
Here.
We have a quorum and then some, sir.
All right, everyone should have received the minutes from November 15th meeting. Any additions, corrections, deletions? If not, I'll take a motion to approve.
Second.
And, I'm sorry, who seconded it? Tim, okay.
All in favor? All right. Opposed? Carried. Introduction of guests.
Introduction of guests, we have Mary Ramo and Joe Farrell from Over Yonder, the dark side, right. Howard Youth is here, and welcome. Vic Jones from Otsego County EMS is here, welcome Vic. And Jim McCready from Johnstown Fire Department. And Dr. Luz has just arrived, so we'll note him as present. Okay. Did I leave anybody out? Oh, Jill Dunham. Sorry.
You're too comfy cozy having Jill around.
I don't consider her a guest. I consider a member of the family. There you go. Okay.
All right, everybody should have received some of the correspondence. Any questions for Phil? Certainly feel free to see him. Chairman's report, I don't really have a whole lot other than I hope everyone has a good holiday season and a safe holiday season out there. So with that, we'll go right to the Secretary's report.
Okay. And once again, I ask you to take a look at the correspondence. You consider the information in there as part of the Secretary's report. I try to leave out all the banal routine stuff. On November 19th, the Oneonta Fire Department sent us a Form 5136 requesting approval for a Zoll update for their EPCR system. I would like to make a motion that we approve of that and send it on to the Department of Health.
Second?
I'll
Any
second.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. On December the 5th, I participated in the Program Agency Director's monthly conference call with Dan Clayton and Ryan Greenberg. The call ran a bit longer than an hour this time, a good bit longer. I had to ring off because I had somebody come in. Here are some of the points that were mentioned. Gene Taylor remains as Acting Deputy Director for Education. The inquiry into clearing up the confusion about transfusion services is continuing, and improved communication with the Wadsworth Labs is being sought. They phrased that very, very cautiously and discreetly on the phone. In the meantime, there is no moratorium on the current DOH regulations. The Commissioner has not imposed a moratorium on those regulations. They're in effect. One staff member is leaving in the investigation section, and John McMillan is also helping in other departments of the Bureau. All PAD notices received should be emailed to Dan Clayton for the present. I began doing that. We don't get that many. We get them in flurries usually, but not all that many. All county mutual aid plans should receive prior approval of their appropriate AAREMS scores. That's something that for some reason I didn't think was necessary, but that was brought out. The vital signs CME certificates are in process of being issued. If there is a narrow timeline for anyone for recertification purposes who has not yet received their certificate, they should contact John McMillan at DOH, and he will crank out their certificate for them if they have to get it in with their research paperwork. And the SEMSCO and CMAC meeting dates for 2019 and 2020 have not yet been decided. This is as of December 5th. Okay, on December 6th, Sydney EMS provided us with a 5136 form updating their EPCR system information. I would like to make a motion that we approve that update and pass it on to the Department of Health.
Second?
Pat? Okay.
Any discussion?
What were they going to?
I believe that we're going to EMS charts. I
They're
believe
on EMS charts right now. What they were
Oh,
doing is they
okay.
have to send in a renewal with their
Oh, okay.
With your agency.
agency
Ah,
renewal.
I stand corrected, okay.
Phil, can we go back? The dates for the CMAQ-SEMSCO meetings, the January meeting is still occurring. It's just next budget year, just so there's no miscommunication.
January 9th and 10th.
Yeah, thanks, I was wondering about that.
I'm sorry, that's my fault.
No, it's all right, I just wanted to clarify, that's when they say 19 to 20, that's the budget year. And our budget starts in April.
Right, I'm sorry, I'll make that little correction. So the SEPSCO and CMAQ meeting dates for 2019 and 2020, except for January 9th and 10th, have not yet been decided. Okay, so we're back to the motion for Sydney EMS for their update. Nathan seconded.
All in favor? Abstaining?
I have a note from Tim Marabli. I don't remember if I sent it to everybody. Tim Marabli sent a little memo around about REMO support for community paramedicine and wondered if the other regions would sign on to it. And we can discuss it at the next month's meeting, or we can talk about it now. Did he CC you on it?
I received it from somebody. I think you sent it to everybody.
Okay.
Did everybody receive that? The letter from Remo
No.
in regards to it?
I did intend to send it out. But I don't know if I did or not.
All right, we will get that out. I personally think that it's something that we should follow in that, supporting that. So,
Okay.
but we'll forward it so that we can discuss it and approve it next month.
Okay, I'll send it out to everybody. Okay, Vic Jones, who is from Otsego County EMS, has something to talk to us about.
Okay, so, a few years back, Pittsfield Fire Department had a paramedic level ambulance serving the township of Pittsfield. After some decline in membership and credentialed providers, they opted to stop their service and sell their ambulance. They currently have New Berlin contracted to cover the town of Pittsfield. However, some of you may recall reading in the paper lately that New Berlin's status is in question going beyond the new year. Pittsfield had reached out to me asking if we could get a BLS first response agency back up and running in the interim, and then see how that goes for a while, and then possibly pursue a BLS level ambulance. So I have secured a medical director, Dr. Brian Barlow from Bassett in Cooperstown. I have a completed packet, first response packet, and with that complete, I'm looking for the council's endorsement.
I'd like to make a motion that we endorse Pittsfield's request for a BLSFR agency.
Second.
Thank you.
Any discussion?
Who's the transporting agency?
They've entered into an agreement with Cooperstown Medical Transport.
Any other discussion? If not, motion to approve?
The agency that's in question after the first of the year, they're not sure if they're going to continue after the first of the year, or
Correct, because
since there's a pretty specific process to ceasing operations, it seems short.
that's Shenango County, so they're not in this.
They're working with John Morrissey, I believe.
Yes,
It's not our.
I knew it was borderline, but
yeah, literally just over the river.
Any other discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Carried. You'll get that paperwork to Joe then? You'll
Yes.
work with
Yep.
Joe?
No notices of enforcement action have been received this month. And that, sir, is my report.
All right. Treasurer's report.
Okay, everybody's got a copy of the fund balance and cash flow. And in addition, we made available that information plus register reports, plus copies of canceled checks for all the members of the executive committee who normally look upon it. And their report is.
Everything was found to be complete and accurate.
All right. Motion to approve treasurer's report. Pat, second?
I'll second.
Would that do?
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed, abstaining?
I will abstain as a staff member.
Treatment program update.
Okay. Nothing to report, really,
All right.
outside of what I've already said.
Training.
We had an excellent teaching day program for which 30 people had registered, 29 attended. Let's see it out there. Oh, that's from last month. Okay, I guess excuse me. That was a paragraph that was in last month's minutes. We had a very good discussion this morning on specialty course sponsorships. And to cut to the chase, and I'll let any of the any of the folks on the training committee hop in here with their thoughts. But we had decided that there was no conflict between SUNY Cobleskill applying for a specialty sponsorship and AAREMS retaining their sponsorship, and cooperation and consideration being the key words, consideration for all the students who need to avail themselves of these services. Anybody else have any other thought on it? Anybody else on the committee?
Obviously, the goal in this is to make sure that the education continues to wherever it needs to be within the region. The discussions encompassed a lot of things, whether it be travel, you know, of people getting the courses, where the people are coming for the courses. The goal is to build up that specialty course so that both the region as a course sponsor as well as SUNY Cobleskill can work together to provide more instructors or put out more instructors, both at the COI level and hopefully the CIC level. And this is a big initiative coming right from the Bureau themselves to recruit more EMS personnel as well as instructors, because as we all know, we're all aging out, including the instructors, and instructors are down drastically over the last couple of years. So we're going to, that this is us doing our part to strengthen that and to be able to offer some more classes that are maybe better convenient for others, where maybe one class isn't in another. So I think at the end of the day, there was some great discussions, and as a region, I think that we look forward to the cooperation with SUNY Cobleskill and us to work together on this program. So, transportation and standards.
Well, I'm carrying forward in the minutes, but I'm not certainly going to read it through now, but I'm carrying forward the one TOA from concerning the Wells Volunteer Ambulance Corps that is still hanging fire. And regarding the transfer of operating authority from Masonville Fire Department Emergency Squad to Sydney EMS, at our last meeting, it was found that the form the paperwork that they had submitted was incomplete as to several items. I have notified Dana Wygand, both by email and by regular letter, of the deficiencies, and I urged him, I passed on to him the urging of the members that was enunciated last month about availing themselves of the services of an attorney who is knowledgeable in EMS matters, because we have to make sure that all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted. Otherwise, we keep cycling around and around and around and again, just like has happened with the Wells application that's been going on for 1.5 years now. That's where that stands, waiting to hear from Dana Wygand at Sydney EMS. On December 14th, Richard Maxey, who is the mayor of the village of Delhi and I had a lengthy conversation about a planned TOA from the Delhi Fire Department Emergency Squad to Sydney EMS. First time I can remember any agency being the recipient of 2 TOAs. Anyway, Joe Farrell was made aware of this, and I believe he's had some conversations with the mayor himself. And no paperwork has been received by us at this point, although I was assured that some paperwork would be forthcoming. And that's all I have, sir.
Policy Committee.
I did send out the request through the listserv for program agencies and received only 1 reply, which I forwarded. So that was a bit of a bust.
All right, well, we've got at least enough, we've got a couple of them that we
Yeah.
can start
I think
moving
we have
forward.
4 total.
So after the holidays, we'll maybe start an email thread for the committee and continue on that. State Council, it's not January 9th and 10th. It's January 15th and 16th.
Yeah,
You are correct.
Okay.
Yeah, regional program update.
I don't have anything, although the one we've already been discussed.
Right. REMAC anything?
Not today. Okay, REMAC next meets on January 17th. That's our next monthly meeting.
County reports. Start off up north.
Hamilton? Ken?
We're in business.
Had 2 courses.
Long Lake's had a EMT course going on, and it's over, it's like the first week of January, so that'll be done. I think there's like 5 people in that. And we just started a course in Wells, and we have 12 people in that, which is really great. But it's interesting though that a lot of them are out of our county that came up to it. They're looking for a course. So, but we have 12 people in it, and like I say, they've had 4 classes so far. So it's the way it's going.
There you go. More people willing to do
Perfect.
it.
Fulton.
Nothing new.
Montgomery.
Yeah. Amsterdam Fire Department will be filing for our permanent CON, changing over from a municipal declaration that we did just under 2 years ago. We are in the process of, a joyous process, I might add, of filling out all the CON paperwork, and we'll be getting it into Phil. We are working with an attorney that is based in EMS. And we'll be turning it in, so hopefully we can get a vote on that in the public hearing and everything that needs to be done. I ask you all for your support. I've approached some of you that I have to send letters to who either touch our territory or being the city of Amsterdam or are involved in some other ways. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask.
Harry.
Not much.
Artigo.
Victor, would you mention what the classes we just finished?
The classes we just finished.
Well, recently we've tested.
So we had a basic refresher course and an EMR course, both finish up. Very low attendance on the EMR class. Total of 3 students. And the refresher course that tested now, they'll have their written exam tonight with 9. We do have an additional EMR scheduled in February. And I will have a proposal for advanced EMT class in February, as well as with the Pittsfield status changing, we do have a proposal coming for a EMT original and refresher class being hosted at their stations.
Delaware.
We're finishing up our EMT course they test tonight, starting another one in January in Grand Gorge. Hopefully a couple of counties, send people over for that one. We also have our meeting of our forum committee where we try to get a lot of agencies together and talk about the problems that we're having throughout the county. So we came up with, in that forum committee, a proposal for cancellation of ALS policy that we took to our EMS advisory board, who also were behind it, and we submitted it to Phil, and hopefully we'll have that discussed today.
I should give you a little update on that. I'm sorry I didn't earlier. 2 of the doctors on the REMAC have said that they heartily approve it. Dr. Markowitz and Dr. Fisher, I haven't heard from you, excuse me, Dr. Azanovsky, haven't heard from the others yet.
Did it go out to the rest of the council for their thoughts on it?
No, I just sent it out to the doctors and Remac, would you like me to send it out to the clerk?
Yeah, I thought we would get their thoughts out before we sent it on to the doctors.
Oh, well, I could do that too. We could talk about it in January. Okay, let me just make a little note. All right, sir.
Any old business? No old business? Any new business?
New business, Ed Grant was kind enough to bring us some flyers, and they're here by way of handouts. From Verizon Wireless, they're offering first responders some kind of break on their cyberspace packages of various kinds. So help yourself to a flyer by all means, and thank you, Ed, for that.
The only other business I have is GAVAC is running an EMT course in Amsterdam, starting in January. And we're also running one in Johnstown, I believe, at the fire department, where that's going to be held in Fulton County. So if anyone is interested, feel free to call Jill and plug her.
I'm on vacation next week.
So call next week. Like lots of voices. Why did you get back?
Any other new business?
Just a couple quick things.
Yes.
City of Copskill is planning a January EMT original and refresher. Right now, enrollment's really low for it, so we're gonna run it no matter what, but it's low.
Yeah. We don't have, we actually only have like, I think, 5 phone calls of interest and 3 confirmations.
Yeah, we have 3 also.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna run it this time no matter what,
Probably
but
after the holidays they'll kick in, you know?
here's hoping. Still a little bit of room left for the winter symposium if anybody's interested, and just quick poll of the room. Anybody know anybody looking for AEMT this year? We had a good class that just finished, but we tend to run them every other year, and then we have a full class. I don't know, hearing anything, word on the street? Nothing?
Off-site?
Either or, you know, then you get into day, night, weekdays, weekends, you know, I know everybody wants it in their living room for free, but,
We will talk.
okay.
I have one for 3 in my living room, so.
You're not gonna provide it in their living room and give them refreshments too?
For free. For free.
Serve them refreshments for free.